This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Good evening. Welcome to the Jamie Glazov Moment. Tonight, thank you, President Trump, for the travel ban. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to take a few minutes out this evening for my moment just to send a thank you to President Trump for all the efforts he's making to protect America. And his efforts on the travel ban very much symbolize and reflect his love of America and everything he's trying to do to protect this country. Let me just say this for a few minutes tonight. I wanted to say this, that, ladies and gentlemen, I come from the Soviet Union. I was a little kid when we left. My dad and my mom were dissidents in the Soviet Union. They were, they fought against the evil empire. They risked going to the Gulag. This is a very long story, but they stood up for freedom, and we got out of that hellhole in a very lucky and miraculous way. And my parents could have ended up in the Gulag, and many of our friends, many of our relatives died in the Gulag, went to concentration camps, etc. Why I'm saying that is America took us in. And when I was a little boy and I first came to this country, I fell in love with the United States. And so I have a real, profound appreciation and love for the United States of America. We lived in Canada for many years. We ended up going to Canada, and I came back to the United States 6 years ago. And it was so devastating to see the Soviet Union come to America via Obama. And my point is that my family escaped communism. We escaped the Soviet Union. And then because of Obama, the Soviet Union came to us. I think I can also speak for my producer, Annie Cyrus, on another level, in the sense that Annie has shared and shares with me that during the Obama administration, it was surreal for her as well. Slightly different in the sense that she escaped from Sharia, Iran, but now under Obama, she felt Sharia coming here. So this is terrifying, ladies and gentlemen, for all people that love freedom. And I think that immigrants, people who escape totalitarian environments, especially understood and understand the evil that the left represents and the evil that Obama represented and all the damage that he did to the United States. I will just say this, that during the Obama administration and while I was living here for 6 years under Obama, I felt like an enemy of the people. I knew that the Obama administration hated me and people like me. They hated the people that wanted to protect America and work for the national security of this country. And I'm pinching myself every day with such relief and with such gratitude that we now have a president and we now have an administration that actually doesn't hate us, those people that love this country, and that the administration itself loves this country. Very quickly, what I want to say is just, if I ever even mention two things under Obama. Obama, like Hillary, these are disciples of Saul Alinsky, the godfather of leftist radicalism. If you don't know about Saul Alinsky, look him up on discoverthenetworks.org. Obama and Hillary are his disciples. I mean, under Obama, Obama oversaw and enabled the Muslim Brotherhood penetration of the American government. You can read Stephen Coughlin's Catastrophic Failure, which documents this. Under Obama, where do we even begin? The Muslim Brotherhood front groups demanded to see our intelligence agency manuals. The Obama administration allowed them to do it. Then the Muslim Brotherhood demanded that all references to jihad and Islam be taken out of the intelligence agency manuals, and Obama agreed. And we couldn't even name our enemy or protect ourselves under Obama when it came to jihad. And this was a catastrophe. And so we know about Fort Hood, about the Boston Marathon Massacre, about San Bernardino, etc., etc. And the Obama administration's hands are soaked in the blood of the victims of those terrorist attacks because they could have been prevented if if the administration had done the right thing in terms of protecting us from Islamic supremacism. Even in terms of hijrah, for instance, Higrah. This is jihad by immigration. It's an Islamic weapon that they use against the unbelievers. And they flood the unbelievers' society demographically with numbers. It's hijrah, is jihad by immigration. And the Obama administration was enabling this in terms of allowing, just flooding the United States with completely unvetted immigrants from the Islamic world, of refugees, etc. And ISIS was boasting and is boasting that it's infiltrating these refugees with its terrorists. This is just terrifying. And so what Hillary represented was absolutely a nightmare, because she was going to continue this. And she was going to continue the Muslim Brotherhood penetration and enable the Muslim Brotherhood penetration of America. We can just imagine Huma Abedin might have been chief of staff. She's connected to a Muslim Brotherhood family and to the Muslim Brotherhood in general. Look up Huma Abedin on Discover the Network. It's just a horrifying background and connections that she had, and what Hillary represented and what she would have done to this country. And so what a relief that Hillary lost that night. And I can just tell you that when Trump came out on stage, I will admit and just say that I actually sobbed like a little baby. And I sobbed from joy and relief. I consider it a miracle. I consider it a providential godsend that Trump became our president and saved the United States from these Alinskyites. And so very quickly, I just want to say that now, I mean, it's just miraculous that we have a president that's actually trying to protect this country now and trying to fight against this leftist tide of everything that Obama had done. But make no mistake, the left is very deeply immersed. It's penetrated all of our institutions in terms of government, popular culture, academia, Hollywood, the higher literary culture. So it will be slandering him and attacking him at every turn. And even on this travel ban, we see the president's difficulty. But I just wanted to say this today. Thank you, President Trump, for what you're doing. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what Trump is doing, and which Obama was not doing intentionally, is now Trump is doing what Sun Tzu warned has to be done in war. Label the enemy, know the enemy. And now we're going to be able to make a threat assessment. We were unable to make a threat assessment before. Now Trump is making a threat assessment. He's got wonderful people around him. People like Steve Bannon, General Flynn. All these people can now help him identify and label the enemy that has declared war on us and make a threat assessment to decipher what inspires the enemy. And this is crucial. And so this gives us great hope that we can start defending American national security and stop losing this terror war that we were losing under Obama. And in terms of immigration, in terms of hijrah, this is what the travel ban represents. This is not against Muslims. This is a horrible slander that the left uses against Trump. Now, this is for another time and place, this issue, because the left has conflated Islam with Muslims, and they use this to slander people that are trying to protect our national security from Islamic supremacism. The point being here is, when we try to protect America from jihad, it doesn't mean we hate all Muslim people. There are many people who were born Muslim. They were born under the label Muslim in the Muslim world. They were not given a choice what they were going to be, whether they accepted Islam or not. There are many Muslim people who do not follow everything in the Quran. They may not know anything in the Quran. They may oppose things in the Quran. We have no problem with millions of these Muslim people. However, there is a problem in that the Quran and the Hadith and many of their texts serve as recruitment tools for ISIS and other Islamic terrorist organizations. And it's also a problem that Islamic texts like Surah 9.5, Surah 9.29, Surah 47.4, they inspire and sanction jihad. And so there are people from Islamic environments that are coming to our territory that are inspired by those hateful texts, and they see those texts as mandating them to commit violence against us and against unbelievers. It is crucial that we keep those people out of our society, out of our country. For instance, the Tarnaev brothers who came here, they were following Quranic texts, and so therefore, and they believed in jihad, they believed in Sharia, and therefore we had the Boston Marathon massacre. If we had had better vetting, if they were asked the right questions, if the government had the power not to allow people into this country that are devout in the sense that they believe in those violent teachings and want to carry them out, we need to have the power not to let those people into our society. The people who hate this society, hate unbelievers, and want to wage war on them. And thank God now we have President Trump that wants to protect American lives and to make sure that, terrorist attacks like San Bernardino and Orlando, that these things do not happen. So on behalf of the Glazov Gang, what a relief, what a wonderful, joyful feeling it is to now have a president of the United States that loves this country and that wants to protect this country and wants to protect its citizens. Thank you, President Trump. On behalf of myself and Annie Cyrus and on behalf of the Glazov Gang, we just want to say, we love you. Keep up the fight. Thank you. And thank you for joining the Jamie Glazov Moment. We'll see you on the next one. Good night.